Okay, as I mentioned, I am not going to tuck the top edge of this down under, so I'm just going to start back the other side. So let's snip here. Let's see, let's get that one. And we probably have to take out 1 or 2 more to keep going. If you ever get stuck and feel like you can't get it out safely without poking a hole in it, remember, you have the back side too. These are hard to see, probably on the video because they are light pink, but I can find them. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to point out is, I don't know if your video shows it very well, you can see the blue here. I just went along like this with my Choco pen, rubbing until the blue was gone. And if you still feel like it has a blue tinge to it, it's possible where you put it on the other side, the blue might be bleeding through. So after I did this, I flipped it over to the other side. Where are we? There we are. I flipped it over to the other side and took out the blue on this side also so that we won't have any hint of bluey purple along there. All right, let's start down this side again then. Starting, I find it easier to do it with my fingers than just the needle, but all right, let's go in right there. Okay, I thought that I wanted the thread that long, but I'm not as convinced anymore. Okay, let's use our needle to turn it. And up here on the tip, we're back to taking tiny stitches. And then we can go back to the 1/8 inch long ones. And that is how I was taught to needle turn. And it will work on this project specifically because it's a little bit easier because we're doing it on cotton and it's white. And so we can kind of see our pattern from the back. If you were putting 2 layers of wool together, there's not a chance you could see through it, even with a light box, to get your pattern in the correct place on the back. So you'll have to, if you're going to do a needle turn that way, you'll have to have some sort of bearings, because you can use your pattern the same way that we used our pattern, but you have to have some sort of bearings that will keep you, so that when you put your pattern on the back, it's the same places where you put your pattern on the front. Some markings somehow through it. You could measure from the edges or do something that will help you keep that in place. Okay, we are going to keep going around. We're going to stop when we get back to here, and I'll show you what I did at that point. I'm going to look at that piece that I talk about and then I can't find, and then I talk about and then I can't find. I got to look at it with the pattern and see how far down this goes to know where we'll have to make the switch here. But that's about where we can stop with the needle turn. The rest of these stitches can stay on like this. All right, we'll see you then. Okay, as far as where to end the needle turning, if I put this back on the right spot, you can see that right here, the white is going to cover down to here. And because of that, I know that I need to needle turn it to about right there. But as soon as the skin, the forehead right there ends, then I can stop needle turning. And so that's what I did. I needle turned it to right here, and then I just stopped and I felt like that little bit right there, you could clip it, but I didn't want it to be a spot that might cause a tear in the future. So that's where I went ahead and clipped that. And now I can lay this one on. I'm going to clean up this space first. I have almost cleaned up the whole way around with my blue, but I need to get a lint roller and get all the fuzzy off, and then I'll go ahead and place this according to, come here you little guy, according to the layout guides. Let's back it out so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. According to the layout guides, oh, this is way not where it's, oh, I must, okay, all my little holes that I poked. Okay, first let's get it in the right spot and then we'll flip that one off. All right, so you'll notice that down here, it's supposed to tuck right above that cheek. Let's make sure we've got this in the right spot. Yes, we do. And I'm this way just a little bit. Okay, that's where that one is supposed to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a few pins to hold it in place. I left most of my pins downstairs, so I'll just add a couple. Ooh, I don't like that one there because it's gonna mess with where that is supposed to go. Let's put one going down to this corner. And one holding this corner in place. And one up here to hold this top edge in place. And then I'm gonna pull this little loop guy out of here so that he can go on top. There we go. Do I have any more pins up here? Yep, there's one more. One more to hold this guy in place. Now I'll add some more pins when I get downstairs. The other tip I would give you on getting this one ready, let's see, we still need to add all of the little holly things. Right up here we'll have our 2 holly leaves and our 3 little holly berries, and we'll have our extra piece of hair right here. Let's see if we can find that one. Try to keep everything within reach of my video camera setting here. Okay, so I have the wrong one of that one. It's good to know. All right, goes somewhere along there. Let's see where. That is pretty darn close to where it is. So it will just tuck up against your velvet, and if you need to trim it, you can. That one will go right there. Find a pin for that one. I think I need to put these guys down. Yeah, I need to stitch down the white before we can come back and add these. So this would be the next set of stitching. The other thing that I would tell you is that this ball, right up here, this is how big I intended on the finished product being. If you are going to be using the fuzzy silk and ivory yarn on it, you don't need it quite this big. You can make it smaller. You could make it, let's see, it is right now about 1 1/4 inches, and I would go with probably 3/4 of an inch circle for that spot, because you'll just run your fur out from your silk and ivory even farther. So somewhere between 3/4 or 1 inch would be adequate for this. You can leave it this long, but that means when the silk and ivory gets moved, you'll just see the circle behind it. So it's up to you. Okay, I will find a lint roller and get to work on finishing this. When you have everything sewn on and ready to go, then you are ready for the class. If you are attending our class with the Nebraska State Quilt Guild, this is the part that you need to have ready before you go. Okay, we'll see you next time.